Hello everyone, I'm Alex Crouch and today I'm going to be going through my predictions for the group stage of the upcoming World Cup in Brazil. Now you can either watch my beautiful face as long as this video takes, or you can just minimise me and keep me going as some form of podcast. Either way suits me, I don't really mind. So let's get started. Group A, Brazil, Croatia, Mexico, Cameroon. Really hard to see anyone other than Brazil winning this group, so it's whoever's going to be second is going to be what the others are playing for, obviously, and I think that is going to go to Mexico. I think the conditions will favour all the Americans, all the American sides, so it's the South American side, the Central American team, Mexico, and of course the United States. We'll get onto that a bit later though, because I don't think they're going to do it, but they're in Group G, so we're going to have to find out about that later. The crunch game in this group is going to be Mexico versus Croatia. Whoever wins that will go through, or whoever gets a decent result out of that one will go through. I somehow don't quite see Croatia doing it. Remember, they had to go through a playoff to get to Brazil, and that was against Iceland, and that nearly didn't go so well. So, and unfortunately for Cameroon, I think it's going to be out in the group stages again for you. Moving on to Group B, the delicious Group B, Spain, Netherlands, Chile and Australia. I would favour Chile and Australia to get out of a lot of the other groups apart from this one, because obviously you have the reigning world and double European champions and the side that lost in the last World Cup final playing each other in their first match of the tournament. Either way, I still think they're going to go through with Spain topping the group, because I fancy them to beat the Dutch straight off the bat. Group C, and this is an interesting one. It's got Colombia, Greece, they're both inside the world top 10 at the moment, Ivory Coast and Japan. I think Colombia are going to win the group. Obviously they're a South American team playing in South America, and I believe they're world number 5 or world number 6. I also believe that the Ivory Coast are going to come runner up in this group. Finally, they've got a decent group, because they've been in some appalling groups in their previous 2 World Cups. I believe in 2006 they had Argentina and the Dutch, and last time round they had Brazil and Portugal. Now here I fancy them to go through. Greece and Japan, sorry. Group D. One of the groups of death, and particularly if you're an England fan, it is the group of death. I despaired when this draw was made. Uruguay, Costa Rica, England and Italy. 3 world champions in the same group. Uruguay going to win the group, and I do actually fancy England to advance. I think at the moment we can beat Italy. I just have this feeling that we can beat England. I've got to be neutral, that England can beat Italy. Costa Rica, sorry, better luck next time, but you've got a really awful group. One team that didn't get a really awful group, the French. Ugh. Switzerland, Ecuador, France and Honduras make up Group E, and I believe that both European teams are going to go through. France and Switzerland in that order I believe are just going to be too strong for Ecuador and Honduras, even though France and Switzerland are obviously European and the other 2 are from the Americas. I just think sheer weight and sheer strength rather is going to do it in this group. Same can be said for Group F, which contains Argentina, debutantes Bosnia and Herzegovina, Iran and Nigeria, the reigning African champions. That won't save them from going out. I think Nigeria are going to come 3rd in this group and Iran 4th. Argentina will win the group. They're one of my favourites to win the World Cup, in fact. But I do believe Bosnia could be the New Zealand of this World Cup. Obviously famously New Zealand were the only undefeated team in South Africa, But I believe I just fancy Bosnia. They're going to go in there with no cares in the world, and they will advance. Group G is probably just squeaking past groups B and D when it comes to deathiness, if that's a word. Consisting of Germany, Portugal, Ghana and the USA. There's a grudge match there because Ghana put the USA out of the last World Cup. I fancy Portugal to win this group with Germany second. I just think that Ronaldo is going to boss this World Cup. He will probably end up winning Player of the Tournament, providing Portugal get a decent way into the competition. So Portugal will advance as group winners, Germany will come second, the USA will top Ghana. I don't think an African team is going to do well in this World Cup. For their moment was 4 years ago. I don't see it happening now for a while. Last, if I've got my predictions here on my laptop in case you're wondering, and I've got a wall chart here. Group H, the final group, Belgium, Algeria, Russia and South Korea. I reckon that if the draw is kind to them, Belgium could at least get to the semi-finals of this World Cup, and that they will win the group with Russia second. Again, just perhaps it's slight bias towards the European nations. I'm not sure. I just think there's something about the European teams will get them through the groups, but then see the South American teams dominate in the knockout stage. Just for the sake of saying this now, Algeria will come third and South Korea will come fourth. Now, should all my predictions, and I don't think they'll all be right, but should my predictions pan out exactly, then the last 16 will look something like this. Brazil versus the Netherlands. Yikes. Colombia versus England. France versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. Portugal versus Russia. Spain versus Mexico. Uruguay versus Ivory Coast. Algeria versus Switzerland. And Belgium versus Germany. I'm not going to go any further because that's overkill. But they're my predictions. What are yours? Leave them in the comment. Like, subscribe, all that spiel. Hopefully I'll be vlogging a bit more during the World Cup and hopefully get some subscribers to my YouTube channel. See you around.